I don't think that God is this small entity that people are trying to make him or her or it, because he is spirit. Because we are of the mind of calling things, gender wise, because that's how we grew up. I'm just going
Right.
to continue to say he, if he was going to be surprised by you, he wouldn't have created you. Because it's like, how do you think God is surprised just because you're surprised? And if he made all things, and if he created all things, God is a God of variety. God is a God of diversity. We wouldn't have a million genuses of flowers if he were not. I just believe that God entrusts us with his power to make the world a better place, to encourage and inspire, to uplift, never to put what we think on somebody else. If they want to know, they can.
Now that's famed Grammy Award winning gospel singer Yolanda Adams. And she is saying that God is not either male or female, while at the same time saying, if he made you, if he created all things. Bruh, women don't even respect God. They don't even respect God leadership. How you gonna let somebody lead you down that don't even respect God leadership? This woman just flipped the whole script. And there ain't nothing she's a Christian woman now, supposedly. There ain't nothing she's ever read in no Bible nowhere that didn't call God he. It didn't say she gave her only begotten son. It said he. So what we talking about, man? This is the world we live in, where women want power so much that they will go against God to get it. And who is the one thing what's the one entity that's gonna go against God to get power? Satan, man. The modern woman is satanic. She doesn't worship God. She worships the opposite of God. Because God says, your husband shall rule over you. So she goes to the other side that says, no, you can rule over him. She goes to the side that said, wait a minute. Did God tell you can't eat from that tree right there? Nah, he's just lying to you because he know your eyes will be open like his. You'll know good. You'll know right from wrong, good from evil now. Go ahead and eat it. That's the side that woman is on. She's always been on that side. So no, I will never accept the leadership and guidance and power dynamic of a woman. Why? Because she's too prone to be manipulated by evil. She's too prone to fall weak to wickedness. She's too prone to do whatever she has to do to get what she wants. And she has already declared that I am her enemy. So why would I put myself in that situation ever, at any point? I wouldn't. And you shouldn't either.
Y'all want to know something that I noticed throughout my 20s, especially over the course of the past couple of years, is that my life is so much better when I'm not involved with men, even a good one. Like, not to say that, well, I feel like it kind of pulls me off center. I'm a very ambitious woman, and I'm not a male centered woman at all. But when you are in a relationship with a man, you become emotionally entangled. You might become overstimulated. Your pattern change, your routine changes. Like, you become considerate of that person, their emotions, like, whenever you make decisions. And as a woman, I'm speaking for myself, like, I love hard. Like, I pour, I'm considerate, I nurture, like, and I try to be intentional with my time. So it just takes me off of my ball, off my spot. So it's like, I don't know. When I'm not involved with a man, I'm making the most money. My business is thriving. I'm knocking through goals. Like, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I look the best I ever looked. Like, I'm just at peace. I'm sleeping the best. It's just joy, 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 joy. A man can make me happy. It has happened. Like I said, even with a good man, it's not like I'm dealing with no bum, because if you know me, bitch, I only fuck provider, so it ain't even that kind of party. But it's like something about it just knocks me off center. So like I said, even with the good ones, they become someone that you have to support, motivate, understand. And these are not bad things at all. But I guess, like, when you're in a season of building and it's like establishing routine, I'm a person that loves their space and independence. And it's like, granted, like I said, I love me, man. I love dates, and I love spending time, and I love, like, building relationships. But I hate being knocked off my pivot. And just think about it. What's your life look like when you ain't with a man? And if it's shitty, you don't need to be with no man. You need to work on yourself. That's all I gotta say. And I'm noticing that when I'm not involved with a man, I'm the closest to God because he becomes the only man in my life. The only man I need to focus on. I don't know, man. It might be quiet for niggas for a while.
First of all, man, let me say this. If you need a woman to support, motivate, and understand you, you need to work on yourself. You need to go on a vow to Nazarite or something. You need to separate. Separation is the elevation you need. Secondly, the average woman like this is dealing with a dude who ain't even figured out what his life is yet. So that's why they complain about having to support somebody and having to, pour into somebody. Man, let me tell you something. I don't want no bra pouring into me. Whatever the hell you pouring, don't you pour that shit in me. Don't you do it. I ain't playing with you now. Tell me you got to pour into somebody. Let me catch you with a picture trying to post something into me and watch what happens. We're going to have a problem. I don't care what it is. Call it what you want to call it. You can say the best thing since sliced bread. I don't like bread. You understand? You can tell me, man, you can tell me the best thing since the color TV. I don't watch TV. Don't you pour it into me. I don't want what you're pouring. Because what you got to understand, we hear a woman saying, man, she closer to God without a man. Man, women don't even know God. You're not closer to God without a man. It don't even make sense. You can't even connect to God without a man. That's why so many of y'all run up in the church all the time. That's why we ain't in there, because we ain't got to go through that man to connect to God. You do. The reality of the situation is this, bro. When you hear these women talking, brothers, I want y'all to understand. These women have already detached from their femininity. A woman is supposed to be off kilter when she's with a man because her focus goes from herself to her man. That's the real problem. These women don't want that. They want to be the man. They don't want to focus on the man. And so when you hear a woman talking like this, you just realize these are the type of women that a woman in power is going to have to cater to. These are going to be the ones that she's going to have to campaign to their desires and their wants. And that in itself is going to be something to make me say, oh, hell no, why I'm going to vote for that? I don't want that. Imagine a law passing that says a woman get the right to keep the kid, but at whatever point she decide that experiment failed and she want to send the kid to the dad got to take the kid or go to jail. Whenever she says it now, he don't get no time to prepare. You got 30 days to prepare. When the woman say, okay, now I don't want the kid no more, you get it. And you can't say, no, I don't want it. You got to say, yeah, okay, I'll take it. If you don't, you're going to prison. Imagine a law that passes said you can't never divorce your woman, but she can divorce you whenever she get ready. And the divorce has got to be uncontested. Imagine that law passing. These are all the type of things that women believe they've been taken advantage of on. Imagine you get your woman pregnant. She can decide she want to have an abortion with or without your approval. And you got to pay for it or run the risk of going to jail. You think these ain't possible? These type of things women complain about all the time that men have an advantage in. Women don't want to be in a position of leadership. They want to be in a position of power so they can change whatever they want to change, bruh. And so when you hear these women talk, man, they're not worth even being in a relationship with. How the hell you going to have one in power over you? We live in a crazy world out here, dog. When a woman says she in better shape, she in better health, that mean you let yourself completely go? That mean that when your emotions are tapped into, you let she's emotionally unstable. She might be the most emotionally unstable woman I've ever heard speak. That's 100% emotional instability. You get in a relationship, you just let yourself go in all ways. Hey man, keep that away from me, dog. That's that Jezebel energy drain right there. All she can do is drain your energy, man. See, we got to stop letting this society tell us that it's our turn to be stepped on, that it's our turn to be weak, that it's our turn to be powerless. We're black men in America. We've been powerless. How is our turn to be powerless when we ain't had no power yet? We haven't figured out that we need to turn back to God to get our power. We've been weak the whole time. So what are we doing? The closest we've been to black power is this. We ain't had no black power. So what are we talking about? As black men, you got to stop aligning yourself with the dominant male in this society and act like you've been enjoying the fruits of his labor like he has, or you've been enjoying the fruits of your labor. You haven't. He been enjoying the fruits of your labor and the fruits of his labor. You ain't take no part in that. You ain't got no generational wealth. As of April 2025, the United States has 902 billionaires. Of course, the most of any country in the world. And the combined wealth of the 902 U.S. billionaires is over $5.7 trillion. Out of that 902, there are 14 Black American billionaires out of 902. After all this time in this country, there's 14. Their combined net worth is $96.2 billion versus $5.74 trillion. Out of that list of 14, 6 of those, almost half, are women. So let's be realistic. What are we talking about here? We're playing games and we're being trapped in the semantics where we're being grouped in with all the other men here. But see, they only want to do that when it benefits them. But when it come down to things that they want to say bad about us, well, y'all at the bottom of the barrel, y'all got the least amount of money, y'all the most incarcerated, y'all the least educated. Well, hold on, if we the least all of that, how in the hell we grouped in with them? Because, brothers, I'm telling you, in America, the Black woman believes that she should be in a position of power to oppress the Black man. Even the ones who ain't got nothing. There's women who ain't got nothing and believe that the only way a man should be able to deal with them if he pay them, pay their bills, give them money, put them on easy street. They're not in the mindset where they want to be helpful and beneficial to whatever you got going on. They don't care about that. You understand me? And I want y'all to understand something. In this society, when it comes to fighting for things and battling for things and trying to win, our women are not with us. They're in their own group by themselves. So why in the hell would I, as a Black man, ever vote anything or ever support anything that puts a Black woman in power when I know her power in her mind represents her superiority and my inferiority, and she will want to enforce that ferociously because of what's been done to her by another group of men that she somehow groups me in with. It doesn't make sense, brothers. And so I'm telling y'all, let's not fall off into this trap and get caught up into these semantics, because that's all it is. It's just semantics.